During this video, I'd like to present theories for what's located in the North Pole and what its purpose is. What we're looking at up there, up on the screen here, is the Big Dipper rotating around Polaris. This is the North Star Polaris right here, and this is the Big Dipper for each season of the year rotating around Polaris. So what this looks a lot like is, it looks like actually a swastika from Nazi Germany, but you find this symbol in every culture everywhere, and we'll just take a quick look at where that's located. Here it is in Jainism, an Indian religion. We have this swastika-like pattern there. We'll just call it what it is. It's kind of like it's actually the Big Dipper, more like rotating around Polaris. So that's what it is pretty much. This is the sun up here representing our sun. And this down here is what sometimes referred to as the black hole sun, which we'll get into that later, what that actually is in the theories behind that. So we have that there. Our next ones are, we have what looks like pottery from archaic period in Greece. We have these here. We have, same pattern there. Here's another. It's archaic Greek pottery. That's archaic Greek pottery. So what else do we have? We have a mosaic of it right here. We also have it featured heavily in Buddhist arts and architecture. I just have to find it. This is a Greek meander pattern right here. It's a key pattern that's very similar to the Big Dipper rotating around, this symbol of the Big Dipper rotating around Polaris, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's telling the same story. Here it is again over here. It's a key pattern that they use to decorate buildings with. Here we go. Here's a here's a picture of Buddha with the Big Dipper rotating around Polaris on its chest right here, to show that it's in Buddhism. You can also find this in late antiquity on Roman uniforms of late antiquity. You'll see this pattern here as well. This is a Native American blanket with it on it. So this pattern is generally ubiquitous throughout all cultures. It's just more popularly known as the swastika in the 20th century, and it had negative connotations then because of Nazi Germany. But Hitler brought it into Nazi Germany because Hitler was into the occult. Hitler also looked into Buddhism and had relations with Tibet, mostly because they were looking for hidden information from them, because the monks in Tibet had some, hidden knowledge, which is what the movie 7 Years in Tibet is actually all about. It's about the Nazis going to Tibet to look for hidden knowledge, basically. This is another one outside of what looks like a Buddhist temple here. Let's take a look. Yeah, it should be a Buddhist temple. We have one up top here. Okay. So you pretty much get the picture. It's ubiquitous. So we have that. So why is there, and then here's of course the Nazi one. So let's see here. So why is this symbol so ubiquitous and generally seen everywhere? And that's because all the elites in every culture knew what this symbol meant. And what it generally means is it means rotation. It means we'll get a good picture. Oh, here's actually a really good one. We have this shows what I mean. This is the Big Dipper in Polaris and whatnot, and then this is the Star of David with the Ankh in it. This Star of David is showing as above, so below. Okay, so this is what's in the night sky above that God put in the firmament for us to see, and then below that is something that has a very similar pattern and a very, very similar properties, I should say, with the Ouroboros also surrounding it. So basically, it's like this. Actually, highlight this one. Basically, this pattern in the night sky with the Big Dipper is reflected below at the North Pole. It's a the North Pole is actually a magnetic field, of course, which you have the aurora borealis flowing out of this magnetic field, out of this basically kind of like what would appear, what might be possibly some form of a a hole in the ground. Some people theorize that it's Mount Meru in other religions, other Eastern religions. It's a magnetic field that is rotating, because this symbol up here shows rotation. So as above, so below. So below, there's rotation, and there's also featured in the Bible in Matthew 6:10. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Here's as above, so below in the Bible a little bit. So up in heaven, it's reflecting below. And remember that stars were important because stars led the wise men to Jesus' birth. So generally, they're important. The heavens are important. They're guide marks. They're indicators. So basically, this rotates up here, and it's magnetic. So it's producing what might be like a maybe even a gravitational force, is what I've theorized, which is possible. And we'll take a look at how much you've been deceived throughout life. I'll show you a real quick example here. Okay, so we have, in Freemasonry today, we have the Isaac Newton University Lodge. Basically, it's like this. Isaac Newton was a Freemason. He engages in deception in order to cover up the lies of what this place is actually all about. There's some books on Isaac Newton being a Freemason and about that topic. Generally, this place is filled with deception, and it's stated here in Revelation 12-9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. That part is literally true. It's literally telling you that, like, the devil isn't, well, this is not where it states where the devil's in charge of the world, but the devil is actually in charge of this world, but Satan deceives the whole world. So this world is kind of cloaked in lies. And some of the indicators of Isaac Newton, who produced theories for gravity being a liar, are indicated in the year in which he discovered gravity, which is a little suspect, because it's my opinion that most history is not written with veracity. It's contrived. So they put details in there, little clues in there for people who are in the know and who know what the secrets are to look for whether or not to look for certain things that have to do with lying, you know. So, for example, Isaac Newton discovered gravity in 1666. Okay, you have 666 hidden in there, and I'll show you another example of that, where you have the 49ers in San Francisco. Supposedly, you know, they started coming, supposedly they think at 1849, but that's just a date that they selected because they wanted to basically put 666 in there in a hidden way. It shows people who are members and who know the secrets that they're in charge, and they're basically, they write history, basically, because 49 is 9 times 4 is 36, and 36 is a hidden way of saying 666. It's like saying 6 3 times. It's a very hidden way of saying it. Also on the back of the dollar bill, you have 72 bricks, 72 brick temple for the all-seeing eye on the back of the dollar bill there. And the 72 is like saying 66 plus 6, which is very similar to saying 666. So they hide 666 in certain places. So they hid 666 in the year that Isaac Newton supposedly discovered gravity, or made up the equations and the lies associated with gravity. And so that's one part of it. And the other part of it is that Isaac Newton discovered gravity by, supposedly the story goes that there was an apple that fell on his head, and he discovered gravity through that somehow. And he thought about the idea of, getting hit on the head with an apple. And that's also, the apple is a metaphor for the apple in the Garden of Eden, the hidden knowledge that Adam and Eve were supposedly not to partake of. So that's one part of it. So that's showing you that there's lies there. And some people have also refuted Isaac Newton's general relativity as being false. And people are now into the quantum now, saying that, they're saying that even Einstein's theories are kind of easily refutable. So we have that. We have the fact that gravity is kind of calling into question. So it's pretty much like that. This whole place is kind of cloaked in lies for a reason, to keep you from figuring out what this place actually is and figuring out the actual way out. They don't want you to figure the way out. That's for the adepts to know. And the adepts are basically, the high-ranking Illuminati adepts are all basically satanic. So that's generally how it is. They keep us in some sort of mental prison. Here's a picture of the aurora with the lights going here from the North Pole So we have that. So what this thing's doing is basically like this. It's rotating. This is showing you above that it's rotating below. It's a rotating magnetic field that could possibly produce gravity. Because if you look like this, it's centrifugal force. So it's a very powerful magnetic field that's rotating very quickly. That's giving off a lot of energy. So this rotation could produce centrifugal force, is my theory, and it's magnetic, so it draws objects to it somehow. And it somehow there's other theories that I have that would go with. The other thing I'd like to get into to show you how hidden, how sly and how slick they are with their hidden knowledge. We'll show you something really interesting. Okay, so Nazi Germany, right? It just so happened. This is showing you another example of how they write history. Nazi Germany is a part of the Axis powers in World War II, and they have the word Axis put in there because this symbol represents the Axis Mundi. The Axis Mundi is in Hinduism, in the Hindu faith, is axis of the world. This is what they're reflecting, what they're talking about with this symbol, and why it's hidden everywhere, because the elites all knew about this symbol. And just so happens, like I said, that Nazi Germany is a part of the Axis powers, and they're pretty much the most powerful nation in the Axis powers, so they selected this symbol as theirs. Axis powers, this is showing the Axis Mundi. Okay, so you get it now? Good. And so that shows you that they write history there, is that it just so happens they happen to be named Axis powers, right? They just pulled that name out of a hat. They did not pull that name out of a hat. It was designed that way. They wanted it that way. So this thing might be producing gravity. There's a possibility of it. The theories for gravity are kind of like difficult to prove, and scientists sometimes there's videos online on YouTube with Bill Nye talking about gravity where he has trouble explaining gravity. He can't quite explain what it is. So this kind of is a alternative theory for what the lying scientists have to say about gravity. So the other idea is that gravity also equals density on flat Earth. I believe in flat Earth, so this theory is kind of like a flat Earth-based theory. So one thing is that this rotating magnetic field could have a very positive charge. So we up here have a positive charge as well, but this thing has a really positive charge. Where's a good picture of the Axis Mundi? I'd have to find one, but you get the picture. The really positive charge below would attract objects to it. So that's kind of like how gravity works. Possibly, that's a maybe. And the other idea of what this thing could do is it could basically be used to charge the dome firmament above. Because if you look in the pictures over here, where'd the other one go? Give me another picture. Okay, if you look at the picture over here, the aurora from the Axis Mundi is going up. It's going up into the dome firmament, and it could be used to charge the dome firmament and to keep it stable. The dome firmament is described in the book of Genesis as being a glass-like layer in the upper atmosphere. So we have that. We also have the fact that, okay, we're bioelectric, okay? So everything about us is bioelectric, and of course can be somewhat manipulated if you just vibrate at the right frequency. So maybe God put this Axis Mundi here for the purpose of keeping our physiology intact and us solid, and not, having keeping our structural integrity, basically our cell structural integrity maintained. This thing's electromagnetic, and we above the surface are bioelectric, so there could be a connection there. These are just theories, mind you, so if you guys have any other theories, I'd like to hear them. The other thing that we've got are, let's see here, I think that's about it for now. What we'll do is in a follow-up video, I'll show you what some of the false theories are related to this. And the other fact, big kicker, or the other idea is that the Axis Mundi is not mentioned in the Bible. And so, which means all the ideas we have about are from the fallen angels and from their religion. So we'll show that in the next video.